Good morning, students. This is Anjali Diwarkar, and we are going to learn about truss. Today, I am going to cover truss, in which we are going to find out zero force members. This is a given truss. We are supposed to find out zero force members of this truss. We can see here at A end, it's a hinge support. At G end, it's a roller support. Only P force is added to this. Actually, it is very much known to us. We are supposed to find out zero force member. For that reason, in this problem, there are very lesser loads. Okay. We are going to solve it by usual method. That is, the first step is to find out whether your truss is perfect or not. And in a second step, we are going to find out reactions at supports. After that, we are going to go at that joint which is having only two unknowns. Like this, we are going to proceed. Okay. So first of all, I have drawn the free body diagram of the truss. Okay. Actually, by red pen, I have covered all the members, and zero mark is indicating that is those are the zero force member. By observing also, we can judge those are zero. But later on, I'm going to explain this slide one more time. Okay. At A support, hinge support was there. So one reaction is upward. Why I have marked it as upward? Because P force is there, which is downward. To balance this force, I have considered upward reaction, and one reaction I have considered in a leftward direction. At roller support, there will be one reaction which is rightward. Okay. Then we'll move on. Then we'll check whether this truss is perfect or not. That is M is equal to 2J minus 3. As it is very much known to you, M is the number of members and J is the number of joints. One more time, we'll go to our first slide. There we'll find out how many number of joints are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 joints are there. The joints are very much known to you, as I taught you in the class. Wherever the members are connecting, the point where all members are connected are joined, and the portion between two joints is nothing but a member. Okay. So here again we'll work out how many members are there also, so that we don't need to come to first slide again. As just now I have worked out the number of joints are 8 and number of members are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. 13 members are there and 8 joints are there. Okay. For that reason, M is equal to 2J minus 3 is our basic equation. I am going to put the value of J in this equation, and the answer is 13, which is very much equal to number of members. So our truss is perfect. Here we are going to start our truss, analyzing our truss. Then second step is to work out the reactions. To do that, we do have three weapons, which are the summation fx equal to 0, summation moment equal to 0, and summation fy equal to 0. We are going to apply the same on our given truss. So there are only two horizontal forces, minus RH plus RG. Why minus and plus? One more time we'll go here. As per our sign convention, this is a negative and this is a positive. Means leftward is negative, rightward is positive, upward is positive, downward is negative. According to that, I have mentioned here. From that I come to know RAH is equal to RG and RAB is equal to P. Then we'll take a moment about it. There is only one force acting at E, and which is downward, P, and there is one more force at G, that is nothing but a reaction. So RG into H, I have just taken that distance. It is not given in our problem. I have assumed some things just to analyze. Actually, this was a something say a tricky question. We are supposed to assume some things. If nothing is given to us, we can assume some geometry. This is the H, this is the L. I have assumed this inclination as theta. For that reason, at B it will be theta. I have assumed this inclination as theta 1 and this inclination as beta. For that reason, at A it will become beta. I don't need to explain it is why it is beta here and here also. I know you can understand. At B, I have assumed this inclination as alpha. This much are the assumptions. Okay. From G, P is at L distance. Why I have taken this? Because I'm going to take a moment about A. At A and G are on the same line. For that reason, P is L distance apart from A. Okay, which is going to help me in the taking moment. Minus RG into H. Why? Because RG is revolving about A in anti-clockwise direction. So that minus RG into H plus P into L. P is revolving about in a clockwise direction. For that reason, P into L. From this, we come to know that Rg is equal to PL by H. It's just a value, say non-zero value. We are interested in finding out zero values. You can assume any non-zero value, whatever I have assumed. It's like in that way, you can also assume. Okay. Then we'll go to that joint which is having only two unknowns. Okay. At D, we can see there are only two members and those are unknown. Okay. For that reason, I'll start from D. FCD is a force in that member and FED is a downward member. Okay. As we can see, there are only two conditions we can assume, apply. That is summation fx equal to 0, summation fy equal to 0. In summation fx, we can see there are two forces. If I resolve it, one is going rightward, leftward, other one is going in a leftward direction. From that, we can draw this conclusion. Okay. Likewise, summation fy equal to 0. There is no force in other force to balance this FCD. Vertical component of FCD, there is no force. So we can say FCD is 0. If FCD is 0, then FED has to be 0 from this equation. If FCD is 0, FED automatically will become 0. From that, from this calculation, we come to know these two forces are 0. Okay. Then we went to E joint because there are only only two unknowns. Okay, we will start from that. I told you if plus sign is there, EC will get value of P and EF will get value of ED. Right. So summation fx is equal to 0 and ED is 0. So automatically EF will become 0. Fy equal to 0. From that we can understand कि positive FEC, negative P is equal to 0 means what? EC is P. See, these are the only non-zero values. We don't need to concentrate on this. We are supposed to work out with the which I have underlined with red pen. Those are the zero force members. Then we'll move to C joint, which is having again two unknowns. There, CD member is 0. P force means actually a member CE, which is having value of P, is downward, and there are again two forces which we can find here. If we calculate it, we have assumed some inclinations over here. If we resolve it and solve it, we'll get the non-zero values. Actually, we are not interested with what value is there, right? We are interested in finding out zero values. So whatever value it comes, let it be as it is. You can assume it is any alphabet, A, B, C, whatever it may be, or you can keep it as it is. Okay. We are interested in finding out zero values. So keep it as it is. We come to know that these two forces are having non-zero values. So we'll move on. Then we'll go to G joint. Okay. At G joint, a roller support is there. So PL by H, one non-zero value is there. And again, one force is there in a counter direction. And another one force is there, which is in a vertical direction. We can see here there is no force to balance this. So if I write the equation for Fy, I come to know Ag is 0, right? But Gb will be having some non-zero value, which is equal to PL by H. See, we should not bother about this value. Okay, we are just concentrating on zero value. Then we'll move to A joint. Okay, on A joint, if I draw FBD, this is a RAH. Value of RAH is again PL by H. One reaction is there which is going upward. One force is there, and FAB is there. We can see here it's not possible to be a non-zero, to be a zero value. There is a one force which will balance this. To balance this, there is a inclined force whose vertical component will balance this. So ultimately, all the forces will be having non-zero value. Getting me? I have written some values over there just to make you understand they are non-zero. We should not bother whether it is got and all that, right? Those are non-zero values. They have not given us a magnitudes like 100 and anything. So we are just supposed to put on some values. Then we'll go to H joint. There we can see two forces are coming here and one force is there which is perpendicular to each. Roughly it is, we can see there is a perpendicular, but there is no force to balance this. If I analyze along this AF direction, member is AF actually, means the lengthwise member is AF. There are two members in it, but if I align, if I resolve or if I analyze along AF, I come to know these are the x-axis forces and this is a y-axis forces. We can see there is no force to balance this. So HB will become 0, right? And this GF will be HF will be having some non-zero value. From this, we come to know that HB is also a zero value. Then lastly, we go to B joint. There we can see AB force is there, one vertical force is there, and one incline is there. So there will be two components of this BC, which will one will balance to this vertical and one will balance to AB. So all are having non-zero values. Getting me? So I conclude following are zero force members. One is AH, BH, FE, then ED and CD. Will one more time go to our main page here. Okay, this was a 0, which is nothing but a AG, right? CD and ED are also zero force member. FE is also a zero force member, and HB is also a zero force member. In all, 5 members are zero force members. That's all. Okay. Thanks for watching. We'll meet in the next video where I'm going to solve another question of our assignment.